This is the ID24, which is a new model or an update?
It's a new model, but it's sort of a spiritual heir to our very first ID22 audio interface. Okay. We launched that 10 years ago now, so we've been doing this for quite some time. And since then, we've expanded the ID range. And the reason we keep building on the ID range, and the reason we think it's popular, is we've taken the Audient Console Mic preamp. So the actual preamp circuit that was originally designed by David Dearden for our large format recording consoles is the exact same design found in our range of ID audio interfaces. So we're one of the only brands that you are really getting the console sound on your desktop. So the Audient ID24 is the spiritual heir to the ID22, but it benefits from all the additions that we got to our recent Mark II updates on our other audio interfaces. So to start off with it's got two Audient mic preamps in here. You can see your gain controls, but you also have these toggle switches here to activate phantom power, a minus 10 dB pad, and a high pass filter. One of the other USPs of the ID range and what makes them so popular with both beginners and professionals is the advanced monitoring control. Yeah. So if I take you back to the front panel here, you have a dedicated dim and cut button, which is something you do end up using quite regularly. The ID button here is very cool. So what that does is when you go into ID mode, it turns the volume knob here into a virtual scroll wheel. So,
what your mouse is over, right?
Yeah, so if you're mousing over a parameter in your plugin, for example, as long as it's scrollable, you can use the hardware knob to write in automation, for example. That's what we see it being used for a lot. Some people just like to scroll through their DAW with it, but most people are writing in automation or trying to get more hands-on control of what they're doing and use their ears instead of looking at a screen using a mouse.
Yeah, nice.
Next up, we have 3 F keys or function keys. Again, these can be used to assign any of our monitoring functionality found within the software. That includes mono, alternative speakers, talkback,
so it's like master section stuff, yeah.
Exactly, and you can customize how you want that set up. You just simply click it in the drop-down menu in the software and assign it, and it will remember that state. And then last of all, we have the independent headphone out. So to jump to the front panel, we have a dual headphone output here. This is fed by the same headphone amp, but both outputs will work at the same time, so you and your artist can listen to the Q mix at the same time. And then we have the JFET DI, which is incredibly popular. It's based on old classic vintage amplifiers, the circuits that were found on the input stage, and it's been
quite sort of warm, isn't it?
Yeah, it's quite warm, and it's an incredible sonic foundation if you're going into an amp sim, really, and lots of people don't pay attention to that. Next up, we'll flip over to the rear panel here. So as you can see, these are the combi jacks. But what these two connections are next to it is where it gets really exciting for me. These are balanced inserts, both sends and returns on channels 1 and 2. There's a few ways that you can benefit from using these. The traditional way is you might want to record without outboard effects. So let's say you're sending your vocalist to a compressor module. Yeah. You can record her straight back into your DAW, but of course that will be destructive. Where it's really cool is that the returns actually allow you to access the ADCs directly and bypass the built-in Audient mic preamp. So if you've got an external preamp, you want to add a different flavor to whatever you're recording, you can bypass the Audient mic preamp and access the converters and just use this as a converter.
Right, okay.
Again, another workflow there is, let's say we've got 4 line outputs here, so let's say you use your second set of line outputs, you could send stereo stems out of here and back into channel 1 and 2's returns, and use it as a hardware mixing box. So you can either record, mix, or use complete different standalone gear. So really, really flexible, and it's something that's really popular with our professional users, because who doesn't love outboard? So
you've got ADAT and USB-C again.
Last of all, ADAT in and out, so you can expand this unit again.
And this does 24-bit 96 as well, does it?
24-bit 96, yeah. We have a word clock out for solid clocking, and it's USB-C, and this is completely bus powered. There is no external power supply.
Oh, nice.
So the amount of functionality you're getting over USB is bonkers, and it's super portable.
it's really helped USB because USB-C because you can juice the preamps a bit more effectively. Can't
Absolutely, yeah. So that's the ID24. It's available now worldwide. So check it out with your local dealer.
What does it cost? Do you know?
Yep. So this is retailing for $399 MAP.
That's US dollars, yeah.
That's US dollars. Yeah, and it's available now.
Thank you very much.